Good morning and good afternoon to everyone present. Kovaion welcomes you all to the webcast on Attract, Recruit and Retain Generation R Talent. Let me quickly give you a brief about Kovaion. Kovaion is a business transformation and technology solution partner. We are headquartered in UK and spread across USA and India. We are specialized and have expertise in HCM, CRM, finance and application development technologies. We are proud to announce that we are the first company in Asia Pacific Japan region to implement Oracle HCM Cloud. Our expertise talks about serving 45 countries across 210 plus engagements in PeopleSoft, HCM Cloud and Talio. Now let me introduce myself. I am Venkatesh, a principal consultant at Kovaion. I am an expert in various ERP applications such as Fusion, Talio and PeopleSoft. Along with that, I am certified Prince 2 practitioner and certified in various modules of Oracle HCM Cloud. Along with us, we have Shakun Khanna from Oracle. He is the head of HCM application in Asia Pacific at Oracle. Now let us quickly see the agenda for the session. The agenda are understanding the Generation R needs, embracing the new normal, tools required to attract the Generation R, business benefits of using internal talent marketplace, pilot showcasing of the application in aligned with Generation R, Kovaion best practice and value adds. Now let me quickly hand over the session to Shakun Khanna.
Okay, thank you, Venkat. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this webinar today. So today we are going to talk about what is happening in the world of work, and therefore what is it that we all need to do when we look at how do we attract, recruit, and retain these people. Now, when we looked at the lockdown situation that happened and the crisis hit the world, something very interesting happened. There were people who did not, change or really respond to the situation, but a whole lot of things around us have significantly changed. And what a lot of people are also calling it as the new normal. So what is this new normal if you look at it? There are 4 or 5 interesting things that are emerging as qualities of this new normal that are emerging in terms of the people. So first of all, a lot of these people, and they are about 60 to 65% of the workforce now, are feeling that they have greater acceptance of ambiguity and uncertainty. They are not fixated on clarity, which is a very good sign, because going forward, the businesses would be very, very ambiguous, and there will be a lot of confusion around. Secondly, we are seeing that the business models of most of the companies are changing, and therefore new kind of skills are required, new kind of talent is required, and so on and so forth. Thirdly, more and more people now want to become self-reliant. That means that they are looking at more of individual contributor kind of roles. They are looking at how do we get more holistic in our approach. How do we instill a more entrepreneurial spirit in employees, and so on and so forth. And lastly, there is an evolution of distributed workforce that is happening across the region, which means that people now would work from multiple locations in multiple formats, and so on and so forth. Now, this has multiple bearing, and this also kind of changed the way people are thinking. And that's where this new term called Generation R comes from. If we look at what is Generation R essentially is those set of people who are kind of reoriented now. They have learned new things, and they are looking forward to newer kind of roles. So obviously, when we look at hiring these kind of people, and earlier we were talking about hiring millennials, for example, all that changes because we'll have to look at what is it that these people are aspiring, and therefore how do we attract them and how do we retain them. So let's spend a bit of time in understanding what they are looking at. So first of all, these are people who like to do everything on technology. They are the school is happening on technology platforms, shopping is happening on technology, everything is happening on technology. So obviously it is a technology first kind of an approach. These are also people who are constantly learning new things, as I said earlier. In fact, 56% of the people said that they have learned one or more new things. And they're also willing to put in much more effort into work because they believe that going forward, the workplace would be very, very competitive, and therefore they'll have to put more effort. And of course, they are feeling much more resilient. They are not feeling as if there is a challenge out there, but they feel that they will be really able to mitigate that challenge through the power of their hard work. Most of these people believe that the competition will increase. In fact, 76% of the people feel that workplace will become more competitive and also at the same time flexible. In fact, 83% of the people want to be working on flexible kind of environment and flexible kind of arrangements with organization. So again, this will have a very strong bearing on how do you go about recruiting, selecting, and of course, defining the kind of employment contracts that you will have. This will also mean that now going forward, and I think Venkat will talk about it in a while, that how companies will have to change their models to bring these kind of people in. Companies should also now project more of their societal and environmental responsibility, because that is also becoming very, very important to them. Lastly, I think Generation R wants to try out new roles. So therefore, you need a recruitment system which should be able to assess a candidate or look at an application of a candidate, not just for one role, but for multiple roles. And how do you mitigate that? Because I may have applied for something, but suddenly I get interested in something else. So can you move on there? Loyalty and commitment is very important for these people. So how do we look at, how do we create environments where people could be more loyal to each other and could also be more loyal to organization. Lastly, I think what is very interesting to see is that 73% of these Generation R people are saying that they now want multiple sources of income. Earlier, one job and one income was the norm, and most of the organizations have contracts where if I'm working for an organization, I would not be able to work elsewhere or make money elsewhere. Now, new generation people are wanting to change that. So therefore, again, organizations will have to look at how do they create those kind of environments to cater to that. So essentially what we are saying that when you look at attracting Generation R people and retaining them, you will have to look at four things. First of all, relooking at employee mobility. Today I'm doing one job, tomorrow I might be wanting another job. So how does the recruitment system and the internal talent management of an organization facilitate that? This also means that people may want to work remotely. They may want to work remotely sometimes from multiple locations, and so on. So the culture at the workplace will play a very important role, because now we will have to look at how organizations showcase their culture during the time of recruitment itself. So it's not like earlier days when I could, show a different face at the recruitment time, and later on it goes, organizations will not be able to retain people if they do that way. And lastly, I think every organization needs to be able to articulate very clearly what is their value proposition, why should a person join that particular organization. And this is very important again from a talent acquisition perspective, because so far we've been talking about our products and services, how great our brand is, or even at times looking at what our employer brand is all about. Now it needs to go to the next level, where organizations have to clearly showcase how they are living and delivering the purpose that they stand for. Now, obviously, all this will have a very strong bearing on how do you deploy the right kind of technology platform which has the right kind of intelligence built in, so that not only you are able to identify these kind of people, but also attract them to your organization, recruit them, and most importantly, retain them for a very long period of time. So this is a very high level overview that I have just now given you about the evolving trend around Generation R. I'll take a pause here, and if there are any questions, I'm happy to take those questions now. If not, I will then hand it over to Venkat, who will take us through how some of the new age technology products can help us mitigate these challenges of hiring and retaining Generation R people. So, Venkat, are there any questions? Anybody wants to discuss anything further? Okay, so if there are no more questions, I'll hand it over to you, Venkat, to take us to the next part of the session today.
Thank you, Shakun, for your inputs. We will now have a quick demo on ORC, which is a tool capable of handling the Generation R talent. Now let us see how we can attract the next generation of workers who are called as the Generation R. In order to attract the Generation R candidates, we would need a system that is flexible enough to adapt to the new requirements, and this is where the Oracle Recruiting Cloud comes into picture. Now let us quickly have a look at a few of the features of ORC. Now this is the career section of Oracle Recruiting Cloud. Now career section is it should represent the particular brand of the organization, where it should not alone show the list of jobs that are available, but also should explain about the work culture of the particular organization. So this is a key feature where it attracts the the Generation R candidates. So representing the work culture in a video format is the best way, which also along with a few descriptions about the particular organization. Also, this particular career website can be even more detailed by representing the leadership team, where we can set up a particular web page which basically talks about the leaders of the particular organization. So once a candidate sees these information, he gains a confidence of seeing where exactly he's going to work. After that, he can quickly see the list of jobs that that are available in that particular organization. So there will be a lot of jobs that are posted in a particular organization. So there are filters that are available where he can choose one of those filters to scroll or sort down between the job openings. So once we choose a particular job, now the particular candidate wants to apply for this particular job. So this is the job description, which along with a few details about the particular job, and the job description can be represented as a video format as well. Now let us quickly apply for this particular job. So this is the information of the particular candidate, where he fills in the first name, last name, the email ID, and the rest of the other informations. He clicks on the questionnaires. So this is the place where he enters the educational details and the work experience. And this is the place where he can drop the resume or the cover letter. He also can host his LinkedIn profile links here. Along with that, he can host his certificates. If he has languages, he can host them here. And let's quickly sign in. Now that is it. It's as simple as that. With just few clicks, a particular candidate can submit his job application. Along with that, he also can monitor the job applications here. He can always come back to see the current status where his job application has been. Now let us quickly see the recruiters features of Oracle Recruiter. Now we have logged in as a recruiter. So under the My Client group, you would see hiring, which would basically take the particular recruiter to the list of requisitions that he has been working on. So this is the particular job requisition that particular candidate has applied for. So you will have, under applicants, you have 5 candidates. Now let us see the list of candidates. So this is the particular candidate who just recently applied. Now let us see what are the other things that we can do. So when we click on the job requisition, so we have an overview dashboard on a particular requisition page itself, which means we do not need a separate report which would basically tell us this information. So we have, which basically sees we have 5 applicants, active applicants. 1 is an applicant which needs to be reviewed. So that particular one is nothing but the recent candidate we just applied. So there is 1 candidate who has already been moved to hired status, and there are 3 referred prospects, which means it can be either through the employer referral or through the agencies. Now let us see the new one that needs to be reviewed. So when I click there, it takes me directly to the particular candidate who just needs to be reviewed. All he has to do is click on the actions to send out a message to the particular candidate if there is an interview to be scheduled. Now let's just go inside the particular candidate profile to see what are the other features that a recruiter can do. So he has a list of features that is here, which basically activity tells him the activities that are being pending against that particular candidate. So progress basically represents how long did the particular candidate take in each individual phases, attachments, interactions, questions, and so on. So the move basically indicates how long a particular candidate has been there in a particular step in a phase and status. So let's say we are selecting this particular candidate and moving into selected for screening. Again, I will show you the progress. So it took the overall 4 minutes for the particular candidate to be moved from to be reviewed into selected for screening. So it was done. This was done by the candidate, and this was done by the recruiter. Also, we have the remaining steps, the phases through which the candidate is going to go through. So we have a summary, progress summary here itself, which again we do not need a separate report. We have the particular data within the Oracle recruiting system itself. Now let us see what are the other things we have in Kovaion's ORC package. So as part of the ORC package, a career section, we provide a custom branding of a career section that is specific to the organization's needs. So a customer can have their own set of needs to specialize or specifically design a particular career website, which we can help with that. And intuitive dashboards. We provide custom intuitive dashboards that will help the user analyze and read the real-time data in the system. And also we have ready to deploy 5+ reports, which is from overall experiences so far we had with multiple implementations. We also support you with third-party integrations where the API support comes into picture. We develop and support integrations with third-party systems via API. We have developed data exchange tools to help bridge the data migration between systems. For the onboarding module, we configure the onboarding process for the smoother hiring of internal and external candidates. Thank you all for taking the time to join the webinar. Please reach out to us for any clarifications or discussions pertaining to ORC. If you want us to showcase a demo on ORC pertaining to your organization specific needs, you may email us at events@kovaion.com. Our team will be happy to assist you. Thank you.